So Mrs. Lovett is back again to build on exponents and powers of 10 by applying them to metric conversions. We started this lesson with a fun vocabulary video called King Henry Died Drinking Chocolate Milk. Now that didn't really happen, but it is a mnemonic device to help us remember the metric system, which is based on the powers of 10. So the mnemonic device was King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. And that helps us remember the Latin prefixes kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centi, and milli. And the metric system is an international decimal system of weights and measures. So once we know the metric system, it can help us convert. Because whatever our base is, if we want to go up to a larger unit, we'd multiply by 10 for deca, 100 for hecto, and 1,000 for kilo. Now if we want to go to a smaller unit from our base, we would multiply by 1/10 for deci, 100th for centi, and 1,000th for milli. Now we have our powers of 10 chart again, this time labeled with some place value. I ran out of room for kilo, thousandths, but we still have our hecto, deca, base, deci, centi, milli. And same thing as our place value that we were learning earlier, we have our hundreds, tens, ones, and then we have our fractional numbers, tenths, hundreds, thousandths. So if we take our base, 1 meter, well, let's go ahead and make it 2 meters. Oh, I do not like that 2. 2 meters. 2 meters would equal 20 decimeters. And 2 meters would equal 200 centimeters. And 2 meters would equal 2,000 millimeters. Now, knowing the metric system, we can convert larger units to smaller units. Meters, oh, we don't want black. Meters is a larger unit compared to millimeters, which is teeny tiny. So we're going from larger to smaller. So if we have 2 meters, we want to convert to centimeters, then we need to multiply by 10 to the second. So we're going to add 2 zeros because we're multiplying by 100. And if we have 2 meters and we want to rename as millimeters, we need to add 3 zeros and get 2,000. Go ahead and erase that. Now let's try a little bit more difficult number because we're going to have our whole number and a fractional number. So 1 and 37 hundredths. Same rule applies. Multiply by 10 to the second power. So we're moving that decimal 2 places over. And 1 and 37 hundredths meters is 137 centimeters. Now if we want to go from meters to millimeters, we need to move that decimal 1, 2, 3. So we need to add a 0 for that blank space. And 1 and 37 hundredths meters is the same as 1 and 370 millimeters. Now let's do 2 and 6/10 and rename it to centimeters. So same rule here. We're going to move that decimal 1, 2 places over. So 2 6/10 meters is 260 centimeters. And when we're renaming meters to millimeters, we need to move over 3 times. Oh, I just erased that. Let me go back. There we go. 2 6/10 times 10 to the third. We're going to move that 1, 2, 3. So that's 2,600 millimeters. Now when we're going from a smaller unit, such as an itty bitty millimeter, to a larger meter, we're going to be dividing. And since I'm starting with millimeters, go ahead and start with 2,000. If we're changing it to centimeters, we're going the next place over. We just need to move that decimal place 1 place to the left. And 2,000 millimeters is 200 centimeters. So we just divided by 10. 1 place value to the right. Now, if we want to start with 200 centimeters, we divide by 10 to the second. So we're just moving that decimal 1 2 places over. 200 centimeters is the same as 2 meters. Let's write 1,370 millimeters. And again, when we convert that to centimeters, we move that just 1 place over because we're dividing by 10, or 1 to the first. We get 137 centimeters. Now if we want to convert 137 centimeters to meters, we need to move that decimal place 2 places to the left, and we have 1 37/100. And our last number to practice, 2,600. Going from millimeters to centimeters, we need to move that decimal just 1 place over. And we get 260 centimeters. Now when we're converting centimeters to meters, which is a larger unit, we need to just move that decimal 1, 2 places to the left to make our number smaller. And we get 2 6/10 meters. Just erasing all this extra stuff here. So the big thing to remember is when we go from larger units to smaller units, we need to multiply. And when we go from smaller units to larger units, we need to divide. And of course, we want to remember our king, which I did not leave room for. King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. Kilo, hecto, deca. Base is whatever we're using, such as meters. Deci, centi, milli. Okay, there's a quick review on metric conversions. Thank you.